Hello everyone. Today we're going to discuss about one of the most important, most undervalued, and most underseen problem of today's society, but we fail to see that around. The thing is lack of access to quality education for underprivileged children. Why is it so? Why is it? Why is the disparity even in the basic of the thing that is education? You know, so this is a major social problem, and I have personally seen this around me. My maid in the house, she could not afford to send their children even to the government school. I mean, she could send them to government school, but to what school? What are government schools? Like, we know the quality of it. We know there is ignorance, even if they know they sent to government school, but what for the parents, for the underprivileged and the lower class parents, lower below the poverty line parents who do not care about education, and children fail to get it. We are privileged and we get it and we take it for granted, but what about them? And we have, just like food and water, education is the basic necessity for the country as a whole. you know Children from low income families, they are more likely to drop out of school, and they have very low educational attainment. Why is it so? It is lack of, you know knowledge, lack of, they are just so ignorant that education is not a need for them. Children from marginalized caste and tribes, they often face the significant barriers to have this quality education, even if they are going to government schools. And what are those schools? We know the condition of those schools, and they can't pay for a private institution. They can't afford it. If like getting a food is the only thing that they focus on in a day, that education never crosses their mind. We have policies and interventions from NGOs and government, which they take initiatives and they put in efforts as a community, but we still have disparity in enrollment. The gross enrollment ratio for higher education is just 26.3%, and that too varies significantly from states in different socioeconomic groups. Why is it just 26.3%? According to UNESCO, there are still 250 million children of primary school age, which is out of school globally. 250 million children of primary school age, they're out of school. Why are they not into educational institution? Why are government institution not getting developed? Why are there no quality teachers and infrastructure? The World Bank has also estimated that 53% of children in low and middle income categories, those countries, they suffer from learning poverty. And what does that term means? What is learning poverty? It means that they cannot read and understand a simple text by the age 10. By the age 10, they should know basic of understanding a simple text and able to read them. But why is that not there? Now let's talk about what we as an individual and as a community, and how government and different NGOs are helping, but they are again going unnoticed, and what all they can add in their efforts to remove this disparity in the society and make education a basic need, and like, create awareness about it, how important it is for the future of the country. And why is that not taken to be the second choice by the poor families, and that has to be given importance? And we can't blame them totally, because it is our fault and government's fault to not build such government institution where their parents can send them and find it worth it. However, there are government initiatives that they are taking, different NGOs and organizations like Pratham and Akanksha Foundation, which is working on improving this educational outcomes for underprivileged children. We can also, as a society and organization, take the initiative to provide educational support and develop this innovative learning materials for them, and have training teachers for them. you know NGOs and community groups, they play a crucial role in addressing this educational disparity by providing educational support and resources to this disadvantaged children. Let's focus on building quality teachers and providing them, for them in the like government institution. We also have lack of recognition, which is how, despite their effort also which goes on, this educational disparity, this remain a significant challenge, and the organization will not be getting enough recognition. It's high time we give the needed recognition to such NGOs and community which are already working on it, and so that people become aware of them, they connect with them, and they seek for help, and they grow in life. Such a simple thing like education has to be sought after, and there are people who are struggling in dealing with it to provide it to such underprivileged section. But there are children basically who are not able to get converted to students at the age they are forced into work, They are forced into child labor. And where is the future of country going if this is prevailing and only a selected group of children are given the access to education? Such a disparity must not exist.